Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. Can I just say before I get started on today's video, thank you all so much for your lovely kind comments on my sad video that I posted the other day. Your comments really did comfort me knowing, you're on the other side of the camera and you all care about me. It was just really lovely. So thank you all so much. I am keeping busy. I'm just taking one day at a time. That's the only way I can do it, but I'm keeping busy. I'm doing my sewing. I'm creating my videos again on YouTube, and I'm busy on my Patreon, and I'm also busy designing my next sewing pattern. Oh, it is gorgeous. I won't tell you what it is. If you're a Patreon subscriber, you will have seen a sneak peek. Oh, it's going to be quite hard for me to create, but I won't be beaten, and I can't wait to share it with you. Onwards and upwards. I'm always striving for bigger and better things, and this next pattern is, well, yeah, it's going to be a good one. So back to today's video. So today's video is all about my latest sewing pattern, the Sadie Skirt, which I've just launched the other day, and I was absolutely blown away by how many of you purchased the pattern. I was not expecting that, so thank you very, very much. And since then it's been ticking along very nicely. So if you've already bought the pattern, hopefully this video will give you a little bit of inspiration on how to style it and make it, all the options that the skirt has. And if you're thinking about making a skirt and you've never made one before, I think it's quite a fairly simple pattern. There is an invisible zip and there is a waistband. There's some top stitching involved, side pockets, and adding a ruffle. I take you through it in a tutorial, which I'll add the card up here, the full tutorial. So if you fancy making an A-line skirt, I highly recommend the Sadie Skirt because the options are endless. I'll pop the link for the pattern if you fancy purchasing it and sewing it yourself. But you're going to love it. I love it. I'm biased, I know that, but I absolutely love this pattern. It is so versatile. When I originally designed the Sadie Skirt way back when, quite a while ago now, because I remember asking you all to name the pattern, if you remember, it's quite a while ago. I'll try and find the card to that and I'll pop it up here. Anyway, I came with the name Sadie, the Sadie Skirt. It just seemed to roll off the tongue and it just seemed to fit. The original Sadie Skirt. So I made it with the side pockets and then added a ruffle on the hem because obviously I like a ruffle. But you don't have to have the ruffle on the hem. So when I made that original design, I thought, well, I'm going to bring it out into a pattern because lots of you asked me to do that. So obviously I've been developing it over the months. I just thought, well, if I'm going to bring out the skirt pattern, I want to be able to bring out value for money for everyone. So I've given you 3 options in the skirt. But I think the possibilities are endless, to be fair. So you've got the first option, which is with the side pockets. I really do love those pockets. I think they're quite flattering. I really do on the silhouette. I think they're lovely. But then if you don't want pockets, or you don't want to even, attempt to put pockets in because you're fairly new to sewing, then you've got the plain A-line Sadie Skirt, no pockets. Lovely classic A-line feminine shape, and again you can have it with or without the ruffle. And then the third option, which I think might be my favourite option, is the panel option. So there's 7 sections to the panel option. So you've got the centre front, you've got the 2 side fronts, you've got the 2 side backs, and then you've got the 2 centre back pieces, if you know what I mean, because you've got an invisible zip. So there's 7 pieces. Don't let that put you off because you're just putting the pieces together and then you're just creating the skirt the same. I do like this option because, well, I'm going to show you all the ones I've made. Now I've made quite a few of the Sadie Skirts. I have to as part of the design process. I have to as developing the finished product. I made quite a few. So I just thought perfect opportunity to show you what I've made, to give you some ideas, to give you some inspiration, fabric choices. So first things first, I'm going to go through with the first Sadie Skirt that I made, which is in the denim. So this was the first one I made in the denim. I love the skirt. It is one of my most worn skirts because it's in the denim. I think that's the reason why. So versatile, it goes absolutely everything. And this is like a medium weight denim, so I wear it in the summer. I've worn it with my stripy nail t-shirt. I just think you can wear denim throughout the year. I mean, I wear my jeans all the time. Denim, perfect. And any woven weight fabric you can use for this pattern. You can even use fabric that's got a slight stretch to it. But yeah, so this was the first one I made, and I've got a soft spot for this one, obviously, because this is the one I made for myself after I drafted it. I wasn't intending to make a pattern for it way back then. And obviously I'm going to pop pictures up of me wearing everything that I'm chatting about, so you'll see me wearing it as well. And it's got these absolutely gorgeous side pockets. I just think they're so feminine. I wanted a pocket, but I didn't want the usual in the seam pocket. These are the side pockets where you slide your hand in. And I just think it's so feminine. It's got the top stitching detail, and you can use different fabrics for your linings and your pocket bag as well. So don't just assume, you have to match. You could have something really nice, a completely different fabric on your pocket bag. I've used a different fabric on the pocket lining. But you could, literally do something quite different there. So there you go. There's another option in this first version. And you can, you don't have to have the same fabric for your waistband. This applies to all of them. You could have a different fabric to your waistband. You could have a different fabric there which matches that and then matches the frill. This is the Sadie with the side pockets, and I'll quickly show you the back view. Invisible zip and a lovely waistband. There she is in all her glory, the original one, which I absolutely love. And then I've gone on and made this one in this gorgeous twill in this lovely camel colour, and I have chosen a gingham for the pocket lining. But again, you can have a play with the fabrics. I really like this one too. It's lovely draped, this one, and this is in like a gabardine twill. And again, worn this in the summer. I've worn it with my dolly top. I've worn it with like a long sleeve tee. So yeah, really versatile. And then the last one I made with the pockets, I use this absolutely delicious, it's actually upholstery fabric. It's a linen. I had quite a bit of it on the roll from when I used to have my little haberdashery shop. Because I knew it was linen, I just thought, well, linen's linen. It's just obviously the heavyweight linen, and made this absolutely gorgeous version, again with the side pockets, and I just used the same fabric for the lining and the pocket bags. Now, originally I made this to show as part of the instructions and the tutorial on what it looks like without the frill on the bottom. So you'll see me wearing it with a no frill on the bottom, which if you like that style, go for it. But I like the frill, so once I took that picture, I wanted to add the frill for me, just like a frill and a ruffle and a flounce. So this is the Sadie skirt without any side pockets, and again I've added the ruffle to it. And how fabulous is this fabric? I've had this fabric on my shelf for a good 2-3 years. I never really knew what to do with it. And again, this skirt I can wear throughout the year. Wear it in the winter with some tights and some sweaters, and I've already worn it in the summer with t-shirts. Beautiful fabric. I really do like this fabric. It's so vintage and old-fashioned. So that's just the plain one. So once you've made the plain skirt, if you're feeling confident, you can then add the ruffle, and then you've created a really nice piece to have in your wardrobe. As I say, the invisible zip I show you in the tutorial, and I also show you how to add the waistband. And you've got to start at some point, haven't you? When's a good time? Now's a good time. So yeah, so that is the Sadie skirt, the plain version. I think this is my favourite option, the panel option. I have made quite a few. I think it's because it's so versatile that I haven't just made one or two. I've just thought, oh, I could try this way. And then, oh, I could try that way. And I'll show you what I've made. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll have probably seen one or two of them. This is the gingham one. the gingham and the plain panel in the centre. Oh, I love this one. And yeah, oh, I love it. I love it so much. And I've done the waistband in the plain, and then I added the gingham on the ruffle, but I could have added a plain ruffle, or I could have added a gingham waistband. So can you see what I'm saying when I say about all the options? You could literally make this skirt, same fabrics, but different ways, and it would look different. So you could have gingham, plain, or you could have the gingham there, the plain there. Or another option is, I've gone plain, gingham, and then plain, gingham. But you could go plain, gingham, gingham, plain. So the gingham wraps around the side. So it's like one piece. Love this one. It's quite a statement skirt. So that is that option there. So this is the other option, like I was saying, where on this one, I've gone the floral, the plain, and then I've carried on around the back with the plain, then the floral. So if I show you sideways on, you've got like the side. So it looks like it's one piece. So that is another option. And again, I've matched the waistband with the ruffle. I've just remembered about my winter skirt that I made. I thought I'd show you that one as well. So this is the panel option, but it's just the same fabric all the way around. And I've added some top stitching detail, and I've just added like the 6 buttons, and I wanted it to be kind of like a dark academia type of style. So this is when I first experimented with the original Sadie skirt, adding panels. So yeah, so you can't really see on camera probably that there's panels there, but there is panels, and I've got top stitching, and I probably could have gone a bit bolder on the top stitching because you can't really see it. But I suppose at the end of the day, it's what you're looking for. So you can have a subtle top stitching that just blends in, or you can have a contrasting top stitching that stands out. So again, another option, and that's how it looks different again. And I've added the 6 buttons, just stitch the buttons onto the front just to give it that kind of librarian style look, winter skirt look. And there's no ruffle on the bottom of this one. I know, shock horror. So we're doing well so far. So this is another one I made, and I went out of my comfort zone with a selection of fabrics. This is not the kind of fabric that I would choose, but I just wanted to try something different, because if you don't try it, you have no idea whether you're going to like it. And I really do like it. And again, I've been stopped a few times wearing this skirt, people complimenting me, because again, I think it's quite striking, and obviously depending on what fabrics you use. And on this one, I went pattern plain on this one. This skirt would look completely different if I'd have chose black linen. I thought, let's try something a little bit more adventurous. This one has 3 fabrics, and it's ideal because the panel pieces are fairly small. It's ideal for going through your leftover fabrics and using them up. This is what I did. So this, I love this one. Again, it's quite striking. And it reminds me a little bit of, like, you know, the gypsy skirts you used to wear back in the, well, I did, back in the 70s and 80s. And I just went in my fabric stash and pulled out these 3 fabrics that kind of all go together, blend together. You know, got pink and the white, so I brought out the pink and the white with these 2 fabrics. Again, I could have put the floral in the middle, I could have put the white in the middle. So that's with 3 fabrics. And then I just use the same frill and waistband fabric. But again, not wanting to sound repetitive, but I could have gone and used that fabric for the waistband and the ruffle, or this fabric, and again it would have looked completely different. And for my final one, which I made yesterday because I couldn't resist and I wanted to show you what you could do with all the panels to see what it looks like. word. This is absolutely gorgeous. I made this one and I've used 7 different fabrics. So I just literally went through my stash again, and I'm really pleased I did that, because my stash fabrics that I've just been hanging around with nowhere to go and not enough to make anything substantial have now all been used into 2 garments. So I found these, that's a linen, this is a cotton, and then we've got a viscose linen, cotton, a dobby and a cotton. And how fab is that? And then I just went with the floral waistband and the floral ruffle, but again I could have chose any of those fabrics for the waistband or the ruffle, and I just love it. So this is using 7 different fabrics. So can you imagine all the variations and all the options that you've got with this panel skirt? Like I said in the intro, I seriously think the possibilities are endless. So A, I'm super pleased with the whole finished design. B, I'm super pleased that I've managed to give you 3 options. And C, I'm super pleased because it's going to be so versatile for you to make. And please don't forget to tag me on Instagram. I absolutely love seeing what you've all made. It's been so comforting as well for me to do all these things, because it's filling my days, and before I know it, a few hours have gone by and my days are definitely not as long and is definitely not as empty. And yeah, so please let me know what you think of all the different designs. Let me know if you bought the pattern. Let me know if you may have already made the pattern, and which option did you make. Obviously, if you like my sewing patterns, you may want to consider joining me over on Patreon, because on Patreon you will automatically get all my patterns as I bring them out. You also get exclusive Patreon only patterns too, as well as videos, behind the scenes, podcasts. And you're thinking about it, I would love for you to come over and join me. That's the Sadie Skirt. Hope you enjoy it, and I shall see you on my next sewing video. But until then, thank you all so much for joining me today, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.